Hello and welcome to episode number 60 of Supercalifragilistic. My name is Christian Rauchenwald and today we're going to talk about why 90% of you out there will never have real success. Don't be insulted. Before we get into that, as always, quick welcome and shout out to everybody who watches for the first time. Make sure to subscribe to the channel or the podcast, depending if you're watching this on YouTube or Facebook or anywhere else, or if you're listening to it as a podcast. So why will 90% of people out there, you included, never be successful? It's actually, we covered some of it in previous episodes. Make sure to check them out. It's very simple and I have a very accurate example right now. So I have one of my mentees who is really has a very difficult starting situation compared to many others. But he really has this true desire to improve his life, and he already managed to basically increase his income and have more time off, so work less but earn more by following some of the advices that I provided him with. And he keeps going even though it's very challenging for him because it's not very good with computers, so very easy stuff is very hard for him to learn. You have to imagine somebody who doesn't know how to post a story on Instagram or doesn't know how to find a group on Facebook or stuff like that on his phone, which is every probably 4-year-old already can do that. So it's really from the technical perspective, he's has a very bad starting position, but he really wants to succeed. He really wants to. He has this burning desire to change his life, to build his passive income or his online income so that he gains some freedom. It's not about the money. It's that's one of the reasons why most people will never be successful, because they keep chasing the money. It's never about the money. It's about the freedom that money provides. Meaning taking a day off when you want to, instead of when somebody allows you to. Meaning going to the vacation you want to, instead of taking the vacation that you can afford and stuff like that. It's always about freedom, about being able to sleep as long as you want and not just getting up because somebody tells you to. And it's not about the money. The money is just a necessary evil to accomplish that, yeah. And while he has this burning desire, I also know somebody else who could have or could be on the same journey as he is. That person is in a similar situation, they basically work in the same company with the same job, and they could go down the same road and they could improve both their lives. But one person has this burning desire to change his life and come from a ridiculously hourly rate to something that's actually acceptable and become his own boss and take responsibility for his action, while the other person is saying, well, it's always been like this, why should it change? Yeah. So you see, the reason is I'm a strong believer. You could write a step-by-step guide with a guarantee attached that it will make you a millionaire or whatever amount of money it is you want to have. And you could really lay it out. Step 1, turn on your computer. Step 2, open Google Chrome. Step 3, go to this website. Step 4, click on this button. Step 5, you could write it down really in every detail and every step of the way, and 90% of people would not follow it. I don't have time. If it were so easy, everybody would do it. That sounds like a lot of work to me. Well, there's a million excuses for people to not succeed, but in the end, the simple fact is they don't believe. They don't believe that it's possible. You can even show it to them and they still don't believe. It's like you put something in front of them, they can touch it, they can see it works, they can see it's there, but they still don't believe. It's and on the other hand, they believe in other things. They believe whatever, it's always meant like this, it's not possible for me, blah, blah, blah. People keep making excuses so they can stay lazy. And nobody said that the way to success is an easy road, that it's going to be la 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 and you're there. It's obviously, it's a bumpy journey. Yeah, it has its ups, it has its downs. Things you do work, some things don't work. The main reason is you know where you want to go and you don't stop on the way. Even if there's maybe one road is closed and you have to take a detour, but you still want to go to that point, and that's what will make you long-term successful. And that's why 90% of people will never succeed, because they're not willing to go that detour. They hit the first roadblock and, oh my God, the road is closed. We have to turn around and go home. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. That's really first of all, people chase money over chasing freedom. It's one of the biggest mistakes you can make, yeah, because money will never make you happy. I know it's easy to say when you have money, but consider this: at the moment, I'm still living out of my savings, yeah, and building something new here. Yes, I've had very, very good years. I've had very, very bad years, yeah. I've had times where really so those of you who know me better know while I have a kind of healthy lifestyle. I'm like, it already improved a lot, let's say it like this, yeah. But for example, I'm still smoking. It's like one of the things I do. And I had points in my life where I stopped smoking because even the few dollars for the pack of cigarettes made a difference if I had food on the table or not, yeah. So like my life was like very bad. I was living on the Philippines, and at some point in the Philippines I managed to only have like roughly $6 left in my pocket. Like that's what everything I've got, yeah. So like I know life from the bad side, I know life from the good side, where it's like every month you can spend $10,000, and if you want to buy something that's like a couple €1,000, worst case just wait a couple weeks, and actually a couple weeks, yeah, like wait up to 4 weeks and you will have it there and you can pay it, yeah. So I know both sides, and I know money doesn't make you happy. Money provides you with the freedom. For example, like relocating to Ukraine and starting a new company here, without the money it wouldn't have been possible. My frequent traveler status with miles and more, without money to be on like slightly above 50 airplanes in a year, the requirement is a little lower, yeah, but still it would not have been possible, yeah. Like that's like what money provides you, like with the ability, like for example, I don't know, last year I probably already 2 years ago was the last time I was in Hong Kong, and I really wanted to reunite with a friend of mine from the Philippines, yeah, but I didn't have time to make a detour to the Philippines, but the plane ticket from the Philippines to Hong Kong was only like €150 or something, so like $180 around that, yeah. So well, when you have that spare money, you can just say, you know what, dear friend, here's your ticket, see you in Hong Kong, yeah. And that's what money provides you. It doesn't solve your problems, it doesn't make your life easier, it doesn't make you happy. And once you understand that, you will start chasing the freedom it provides instead of instead of continuing to chase just the money. In fact, today when we were meeting with a friend for lunch, a really nice day actually, yeah. And on our way home, we walked past some children that were like, I don't know, probably like 6 years old or something. It's two girls, and one was like, oh, I have a laptop, and the other one was like, no, I have an iPhone and a laptop and a tablet, and then the other one was like, I have a tablet too. And you don't want to be like this. You don't. It's like sad to watch. Everybody is like this. It's constantly like comparing who is the longer, you know, and you never want to be like this, yeah. Like some people will have more because they have more success, maybe they have a little bit more luck, whatever, yeah. Like maybe they manage their money better, maybe they earn less but manage it better, so they have more, yeah. Maybe they buy everything on credit. It doesn't really matter. It's not you, it's not your life, so why do you care? Like it should never be a competition. It should be about happiness. Like I think John Lennon was once in school asked by his teacher what he wants to be when he grows up, and he answered that he wants to be happy, and the teacher told him, you didn't understand the question, and he replied, you don't understand life, yeah. And I can only agree with it, yeah. It's not about like what kind of car you drive or all that stuff. It does not matter. It's about you being happy, and you will not be happy if you're in a fancier car. Yeah, it will like give you some short-term satisfaction. Like when I get some new stuff, when I got this new iPhone, I was happy for maybe 3, 4, or 5 days, like because it's like, oh my god, I have this new toy everybody wants, yeah. And I'm like, because I work hard or because of whatever, I'm able to afford it, and everybody else has to ruin like take credits and loans, and I can just pay it in cash and blah blah blah, yeah. Of course it provides you with short-term happiness, but when you go to bed at night and you're still alone and you don't have, like, for example, the partner of your dreams at your side, well, it doesn't help if there's 5 Ferraris in your garage, yeah. And if you're a guy and you think now you're thinking like, yeah, but if I have the Ferraris, I will have like 5, 10, whatever, like pretty girls that are willing to entertain me, yeah. Well, then you will also learn that that's not like fulfilling. It's short-term fun, okay, like getting your Ferrari and driving with it around, yeah. It's something that doesn't last. It's like there is like a limit to it. But true happiness comes from like surrounding yourself with the people you want and having the freedom to spend as much time with them as you want. Like not, oh, I have to go to work. No, I cannot go to dinner with you today because I have to do this. No, I cannot meet you. Or when you're really close friends and family, when they need your help because maybe they are not as fortunate as you, not as hardworking, whatever the reason, and run into some health issues, and you're in a country where unfortunately healthcare is not like publicly provided or stuff like that. Or maybe their dishwasher breaks, or maybe something else where really like it's not their fault and whatever. Maybe they're already already old and they cannot work harder anymore. Yeah, and so money provides you then with the possibility to help them out without oh, I want to help them, but if I give them those $100, $200, $500 now, pooh, how will I pay my rent and stuff like that? That's what you should chase. You should chase the freedom it brings, like the ability to help others that are really in need and cannot solve their problems themselves anymore. The ability to not like think about my next vacation is in 6, 7, 8 months. Where will I go? I should book now. Oh my God, yeah. But to simply say, you know what, the flights to this whatever, like to Istanbul are cheap right now. The weather seems nice. So let's go there for a couple of days and just book. It doesn't have to be the most expensive hotel and the most expensive rental car, and it doesn't have to be a first class ticket, especially not for short distance flight. Yeah. But the ability to just have that whatever, like $1,000, $2,000 for that short trip for a couple of days to enjoy life. That's all it is about, and that's what you should start chasing, and stop comparing yourself. And then when some of you have this enlightenment to realize that it's not about the money but about the freedom that it provides, then you will start having more success, and then you may even start following the footsteps that others are walking. It's always interesting, like at the moment, so I'm now self-employed for almost 15 years. I think it's, yeah, something like that. And I've had my very rough times. Yeah, like I even had the government like try to declare bankruptcy for me. Yeah, because business was going so bad and I was didn't pay the taxes in time and all that stuff, whatever. Yeah, and now like I left a very, very like profitable position where I had less and less work, but still got nice money for multiple reasons. Yeah, and even if I whatever, like watch episode number 1 if you care about that. Yeah. And still like now I'm building something from scratch, yeah. And while I also like thought, oh, it cannot be that hard and stuff like that because of all my experience, and I see that like, okay, like things take time, and I just go through the journey. I build one funnel and an offer, I promote it, I see the market doesn't buy it, yeah, well, I don't give up. Oh my God, this shit doesn't work. No, I don't say that. I see that it works for others, so I know it will for sure work for me, yeah. And so I think about what can I change with this funnel, or what other funnel can I build, like what other offer can I create. I build the next offer and I try, and the market tells me no, we don't want it either. Well, then it is like this, then I build the next one. The point is, it doesn't matter if you do it like me and you like love taking risks, meaning like I don't need to look for new clients and I decline projects at the moment as I go, because I don't want to work for others. I want to build my freedom, yeah. And or if you do it next to your job and are more on the safe side, but it obviously means like you have less time to invest. So, and while I like take maybe it takes me another month, maybe another 2 months, maybe even another 2 years, yeah, to figure out which funnel finally works for me and brings me the freedom I need. And we're not talking about $50,000 per month. We're just talking about like having like $3,000 per month, yeah, for me and my fiance. To simply have the freedom to like work as much as we want. And I love to work, but there's a difference in like having to do it and like just, okay, I work an hour now. So you see, and so like don't get discouraged, because like for some that go on this journey, it might take a little longer, yeah. The point is, the moment they succeed, you wish that you would have started when they first offered it to you, yeah. The moment those people that come to you and say, I started something new, it doesn't matter if it's a multi-level marketing opportunity, something like ClickFunnels, where it's like about creating funnels and helping people or whatever, yeah. If it's a Shopify store, Amazon dropshipping or something, everybody who has the true desire to succeed with it will eventually succeed, because they will not give up when it gets tough or when they fail the first time, yeah. And you will most people just look at them and that doesn't work, everybody's already doing this, and if it were so easy everybody would do it, and come up with excuses why not to follow, why not to like model them, like do it together, you know, like if you're not alone in the same journey, like you try this, the other guy or woman tries that, and then you see what works and you help each other out, suddenly you're more likely both to succeed, yeah. But if you are like, you get this opportunity, people always complain, yeah, there's not the right offer for me or not the right opportunity. Yeah, you get them every day, like almost every day somebody like offers you, or at least shows you a way. Watching this video actually is for you a way to decide to take matters into your own hand, to start building your, like working towards freedom, not towards like, oh, I want $1 million, yeah, and I want it yesterday for doing nothing, yeah. But working towards freedom, really investing a couple of months, maybe a couple of years, what is like sacrificing 2, 3, maybe 5 years, if you then the rest of your life can relax and like only work a couple hours per day or per week. Yeah, like honestly, like if you rather work 40 hours per week for 40 years than work hard for maybe 5 years, then in my opinion, honestly, you're an idiot. Yeah, if you stop the video now and you unsubscribe based on that, yeah, then be my guest, because honestly, think about it, working 40 years for somebody else, 40 hours, like basically like them telling you when you are allowed to go on vacation, when you're allowed to be hungry, when you have to be here, blah blah blah. You have to inform them that you're sick, and if you don't do it in time, you might get terminated, or in some countries you don't even get paid while you're sick. You are allowed to work the time once you are healthy again back in and stuff like that. I mean, honestly, if that's like the preferable choice over maybe working your 40 hours plus working another 20 hours every week for your side hustle to build your freedom, yeah, if you rather do this 40 years than that for maybe 3, 4, 5 years, yeah, then honestly, in my opinion, like you've gave up on life. Like you accepted that life is miserable, that the best you can ask for is average. Consider there's only like on the whole Forbes list, there's maybe like a handful of employees, yeah, and those are like hired CEOs of like multi-billion-dollar companies. Like the Disney CEO, for example, is on the Forbes list, yeah. But other than that, employees don't get on the Forbes list. And again, it's not about the amount of money, it's about the freedom that you get, yeah. So back to that, actually, as said, this video is another chance for you to start and take action with zero money, yeah, or maybe let's say with $100 to be reasonable. You could sign up for ClickFunnels One Funnel Away Challenge if it's still available at the time you watch this video. And you could basically go through a 30-day training that provides you with the basics around online marketing, how to use funnels and all of that. And then you can join my free group and there get all the content and stuff and see what I'm doing and model it for you and just follow in my footstep. And yes, it will not be an easy road to walk down. Yeah, it will for sure not be an easy journey. It will not be like lean back and maybe pay $5 and there come your millions or something. But is it not worth sacrificing a little time so that in a couple months, maybe it takes a couple of years, doesn't matter, yeah, but even if it takes 5 years, like if you're still 20 and it means like you have to work really hard till 25, no partying, no Xbox, no PlayStation, maybe even no vacation for 5 years, but once you turn 25 till you're whatever 60, 70, 80, you can do whatever you want. If that's not sacrifice worth to make, then I don't know what is, honestly. Yeah, like I rather like really sacrifice a little bit of my time to then have like all the time in the world to spend with the people I love, especially for me because I've spent years. So I grew up in Austria, I lived in Thailand for 2 years, I moved to the Philippines, I lived in Germany for over 2 years, yeah, actually 4 years, yeah, insane. And now I'm in the Ukraine, yeah, and in Thailand I met a lot of people from the US, from Singapore, from Malaysia, and so on. So I have like, let's call it acquaintances all over the world almost, yeah, and I would love to reunite with them, but flights cost money, hotels cost money, yeah, like being away from work means there's no money coming in when you don't have a passive income, yeah. So for me it makes perfect sense to go that road so I can then simply do it. And if I want to, I just like book a plane to Thailand, to Philippines or something, go there for a week, enjoy there, and maybe only work an hour per day from my laptop while I'm there, yeah, to make sure everything runs smooth and on time as it should do, yeah. Or if maybe I want to see the pyramids in Egypt, I also want to see San Francisco, New York, Las Vegas, Miami. Yeah, like how to do that without money. Like honestly, like tell me, like yes, you can do it like backpacking and whatever, like swimming there probably, yeah. Even if you book the cheapest flight, but I also want to enjoy. I don't want to suffer through a vacation. I want to enjoy a vacation, yeah. Like I want to go get there, rested, and not like, oh my god, it's been a 10-hour flight and I feel like I'm a sardine in a box or something, yeah, or in a can. So you get that, like, and the reason why the majority of people will never be successful is simply because they're not willing to make the smallest sacrifices. Then there are others out there, for example, like one of my uncles, when he was younger, he didn't like finish school, yeah, or he finished basic school but didn't, how to say, like graduate, I think it's college if you compare it, yeah, like I don't know from German to English, with school form or school levels, I'm not very sure, yeah. But so he went to night school, yeah, like even though he already was in a relationship, I'm not sure if they were married back then, like my auntie and my uncle, and I'm not quite sure if my cousins were already born back then, but he went to night school to get that done. He started learning IT, he started his own IT company and so on, and voila, at some point he was like co-owning an IT company that served 1/3 of all dentists in Austria, yeah, and still he was working very hard and was like traveling a lot within Austria, but thank God Austria is not as big as the US or any other country for that matter. Yeah, I think there's not many countries that are much smaller. But he got paid for it. Like he got the money to have a certain freedom to be able to provide his kids with whatever they needed and stuff like that, be able, yeah, like to do things that other people are not able to do because he made that sacrifice. Yeah, like it's kind of like, I don't know, it's insane to me. It really seems insane to me that people are not willing to sacrifice. So that episode got way out of hand and way longer than expected. The point is, I'm sorry to say, but 90% of you out there will never be successful. You can keep dreaming about your Bugattis and Lamborghinis and all that stuff, but you will never achieve it. Why? Because you're not willing to put in the effort that it requires, and you don't believe that it's possible. But you still keep wishing, and when you see somebody in a nice car, you probably think like, oh, it's probably daddy's car, or he got lucky, or whatever. You come up with excuses why it worked for that person, but it didn't work for you, or it will not work for you. Well, instead of thinking about excuses, think about taking action. As always, there's some links in the description below. If you want to take action, sign up for ClickFunnels One Funnel Away Challenge. At the moment of recording this video, the next one starts in 8 days. Yeah, it costs you $100. Think about like how fast you spend $100 on something else. Yeah, like honestly, like $100 nowadays is like almost nothing. Go to the cinema or go to a nice dinner with your girlfriend like once or twice, and the $100 for sure is gone. Yeah. So like think about investing it in your future instead of spending it for entertainment. Yeah. Cancel your Netflix subscription, cancel your, I don't know, Spotify subscription. Suddenly the $100 will appear because they don't disappear anymore. Yeah. Take matters in your own hand, take action, transform your life. Be one out of those 10%, and I'm rounding up here because I know it's far less than 10% that actually will be successful, of all of you that constantly keep looking for videos on how to become a millionaire, how to make money, what's the difference between poor and rich. Yeah, the majority will not succeed simply because you do not take action. Yeah, now if it's not you, if you're an action taker, then why are you still watching? Why haven't you clicked on the button below? Yeah, and if it's you, like, well, whatever, like, then please enlighten me. What's your excuse for not succeeding in the comments below? Thanks for watching. Till then, bye bye.